A sticky summer's day in Shepherdstown. An eagle in a thermal is a circling round like a tire on a bike rolling down Columbus Street. But Katie got a little look of hope in her eyes, and her arms unfold and she looked to the skies and said, I'm gonna learn to fly around with you, yeah. She jumped up high and she fell on the ground and skinned her little knee and made a horrible sound. She got right up and she tried it again and smiling all the way with her unstoppable grin.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 94 of Knitting on the Fly. I'm Katie, also known as JetGirl1313 on Ravelry and Plurk, which is where you will find me mostly on the web. I'm not really a Facebooker. A few of you have found me, but really don't do Facebook much except for my family and just a couple close friends. So I'm actually almost close to getting rid of Facebook because they're putting ads in my timeline now. Anyway, side rant. It is January 15th, about 5 o'clock in the evening, so I've got some lights on. Hopefully I'm not too washed out with that light. Actually, I might. Okay, we'll see if that helps a little bit. I'm not really sure. But you guys are always very patient, so I appreciate that. It is, like I said, the 15th. It's Tuesday. I had today off. I will get to that in jet setting, and we'll get going on that right about now. Turn the volume down. My honey is traveling today, so I do have my noises on. To see if he needs me, I will have to go real quick. So the title of this episode, which will be explained at a later time, is the Great Flyin West Giveaway. It involves another person who some of you may know and some of you may not know. I will get into explaining him and his family and what they do in just a little bit. But let's start with jet setting. This week was very boring at work, which is fabulous. I loved, you guys probably don't like boring weeks, but I do. If I can have a boring week at work, it's been a good week. Boring is good for pilots. Excitement is usually not what we're looking for when it comes to our jobs. Tuesday and Wednesday were pretty boring. Thursday was very turbulent. In the morning it was very rough. I had a couple people that are friends of ours, not real good friends, more acquaintances, and they were a little bit nervous. They'd never flown on Cape Air before, so they were a little nervous. Once we climbed up, it was fine en route, and then just bumpy along when I was coming in. They did pull me to go to Rutland again, which you all know how much I love to go to Rutland. Hold on. I'm going to work on my snuggle whilst I talk, since I got to get a crochet in, because I'm crocheting the snugs. The snugglies. So I got pulled to go to Rutland. Thank goodness that I've been lucky enough that I've been going to Rutland on very good weather days. Rutland is up in the mountains. It can be a little bit gnarly up there, so I have been, knock on wood, very lucky that I have not had to deal with bad weather and going up there. But it calmed down. The winds had already pulled out of Rutland, so it was actually very smooth and very nice by the time I went up there. Friday was very nice. I did find out on Friday, I might have found out Thursday, that the other pilot here in Rockland is leaving. He is running for the Caribbean. But the other guy is from here. At least he's been here for a while. He's been stuck in the Caribbean because he's a new pilot here. But it should be good as far as still being able to swap. He comes up in just a couple weeks, so we will see what happens when he gets here. As far as having an uneventful week, tomorrow's probably not going to be so uneventful. We've got weather coming in. It's supposed to be snow in the morning. Switching to a wintry mix, which wintry mix plus airplanes is usually not... Oh, stand by. He's on his second flight. I will get to that in a second. Especially with our little planes, you know, bigger planes can climb up and through it and get over it and it's done. And for us, we're just stuck in the nasty weather. So it does limit us. Our reliability rating compared to the last carrier, which was Colgan, is phenomenal. So as much as it sucks, the regulars understand that our reliability is very good. We're really only limited by the occasional mechanical, which I try my best to avoid, but I am not the keeper of the parts on the airplane. They break when they break. And I won't put my people in jeopardy just so they might be able to make their flight. So, tomorrow we will see what it was, how it goes. So, what else? So the weekend was fun. I worked all day Friday, and then Saturday was football. It was a very bad weekend for me for picks. I picked Green Bay. They got just pummeled by the 49ers. I picked Seattle. Well, that was on Sunday, but Seattle lost. Just a heartbreaker. I've got, along with some of you guys on Plurk and Ravelry that are Seahawks fans, I have a few aviation friends who are diehards, and they were so crushed. And I was so crushed for them because their comeback was just phenomenal, and it was so heartbreaking to watch. I was pulling for you guys. I think you had a great season. I think you've got good seasons coming, so I wouldn't be too worried. And then the Pats game was probably the biggest spread win-wise. And what game am I missing? Is it Baltimore? It was Baltimore and the Broncos. I totally thought Peyton Manning was going to win, and I totally think that Jim Fox took the game right out of Peyton's hands. I really thought they were going to play, and I think that Jim Fox totally screwed Peyton and everybody else by not letting him play the end of the game. They knelt it down with 30 seconds to go. All you had to do was go 35 or 40 yards to attempt a long field goal. I really just think it was poorly managed. And that's just my opinion. What does my opinion mean in the National Football League? Nothing. My opinion means absolutely nothing. But I really feel like they could have had a shot, and the coach just gave it away. So that's just my opinion. It means nothing. It's mine. So it is what it is. I'm kind of bummed. I was 1 and 3 in picks this week. So it's I'm glad the Pats won, because I would have been really sad if I'd picked them and I went 0 for 4 and the Pats lost, because I think they've got a very well-rounded team this year, as they normally do, but I think this year they're really peaking at the right time. Wow, if you don't like football, that was totally not exciting for you at all, was it? I'm sorry. I do love me football. This is a great time of year, but it's also a very, sorry, I'll wrap up football, I promise. Sad time of year, as I dread the end of football season. So that was Saturday and Sunday. I worked, you'll see what I worked on all weekend. I basically worked on one thing. But I went out to sushi with my honey last night, which was very nice. There's a new place called Mr. Watt in town, W-A-T. And, well, it's less than a year old, so it's semi-new. My sister and I went there when she was here last summer. It's very good. My honey is not much of a sushi fan. He'll try stuff occasionally. So he'll try it, but he hasn't really found anything that he really likes. And he always gets a very delicious noodle dish, and this time was no exception. So that was very good. I always worry that he'll get something and we'll come home and he'll be starving, and he knows how much I like it. So we go, every few months to some sushi, and it's very reasonable. Like, we both ate for $30. It was pretty good. We've decided that we need to still have date night and go out despite paying off the debt, because otherwise we're going to binge and crumble and whatnot. So, my honey left for work this week. He is traveling for work this week. So he had some flights to catch. So early this morning, which is even earlier than I usually get up to go to work, I had to drive him up to Augusta. The Rockland flight was full. What can I say? I live in a popular place. And so we drove him to Augusta. That flight went out just fine. It was good weather up here. And about 20 minutes before he landed in Boston, I went to check his next gate, as I do for some of you have asked me to do that or I just do it on my own and offer advice when it's not asked for, but no one's yelled at me yet, so until you yell at me, I'm going to keep doing it. Go kitty, come here. Let me see if I can get the black kitty to come in. Go kitty, come here. I went to check his gate. Hi, baby. And found out that his flight was canceled. Hi, sweetie. How are you doing? Oh, come here. Hi. Come here. Why don't you see her? She's so pretty. Hi. What's she call me? Come here. This is her. That's our pretty girl. See her? She's so pretty. So, oh, don't tip that over. Oh, she scared herself. Don't tear up my carpet. You silly. His flight was canceled. So he had a connecting off of that flight. So I immediately called Kim, who works my station, and said, please help me. Oh my gosh. Fix this. So she looked it up in her computer and she goes, I can't change it. Let me call American. So she calls American and, hey, my honey called and said, hey, how's it going? And I said, oh, good, but your day just got a little more exciting. And he's like, oh, that's so exciting. I love when that happens on a travel day. So, as I told him what happened, Kim called me back. And I said, I gotta go, I'll call you back. So I hung up the phone, and Kim said, oh, we rebooked him on this flight, and he's still gonna make his connection, no problem, da-da-da. So, what was good about that, it was about an hour and 45 before the flight. This is why you want to go to the airport early. Because he probably found out that his flight was canceled before anybody else on that airplane. Which means when Kim called to rebook him, there were still seats left on the next planes. That's why when people show up 45 minutes of flight time and are furious because there's nowhere for them to go, that's what you get for showing up 45 minutes of flight time. Just saying. So, luckily for him, I mean, he probably still would have been fine because it was still about an hour and a half by the time he landed. But I'm a major stalker like that as far as flights, and especially when my family travels. I'm very much watching the flights and watching for stuff like that because I know people that can fix it. I can't fix it, but I know people who can. I might not be able to do it, but I know people who can do it. So, it was really good to have people on our side. You know, Kim's great, and she knows the people in Boston, and called American in Boston and had him switch it. So, it was really awesome. And he is now, that he had texted me right as I started, he is whisking off to his last flight of the day and is going to get in just about 15 minutes late due to some headwinds. But that's fine because he'll be in his destination, and that's fine. So, that was good. So, he's at work, which actually, it's the same work week he usually has. So, really, it's no different, except he's not in Maine. And so they left the gate a minute early. Awesome. Now I'll get back to my podcasting now. Since I didn't think I had anything to talk about, and I'm just a yammering fool today. As far as upcoming jet setting, because I haven't traveled much lately. Sorry. Spa's in 2 weeks. There's a thread on the group. We will probably exchange phone numbers and stuff for text messaging to meet up. I don't think there's going to be, at least at this point, there's not going to be a set meetup time. But as far as I understand, it's not a very big area. So if you're going to be there, go post on the thread. I know Wendy's coming. I talked to her real quickly in a VKN. Jessica's going to be there. She's driving like a bajillion hours, crazy woman. And congrats on the new Wi-Fi. She's so happy to be able to watch and listen to podcasts again. But she's driving like 1,000 hours to come. Her bags are going to be on sale in Spunky Eclectic's booth. They kind of team up for stuff like that. I think Sheila's going to come, but it's probably going to be between her work shifts. But I'm not sure. Jamelinetter's going. 4K's Vi's going. I'm not sure if Never Had Enough Time. Katie's coming. She's right down the road, but she had a conflict on Saturday, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to go look. But if you're going to go post on that thread when it gets closer to the time. A bunch of us will exchange text messages or phone numbers for texting. I've got an unlimited plan now, so I can just text away. And it doesn't cost me anything. An iPhone to iPhone doesn't cost anything either. So we will all meet up at some point. I've got some buttons I'll bring, and I'll have Heather with me, and we'll be coming. So she's doing some jet setting down here this weekend. She's got a meeting at the yarn store on Saturday. And then Saturday night, I'm going to leave and go back up to Augusta and pick up my honey. And I think we are going to use one of our gift certificates to Texas Roadhouse for date night. And, yeah, it'll be good. Okay, so spa's in 2 weeks. I totally rambled all that stuff together. I'm out of breath. Are you out of breath? Heather knows why that's funny. And nobody else gets it, but it's really funny. When you play Cards Against Humanity and you're laughing so hard you're breathing, you go like this. And it calms it down. And now my honey and I do it to each other at random to calm down when stuff gets a little crazy and silly. Which is fun. Okay, so spa's in 2 weeks. There's the CJ Kopek. I'm not even sure what her retreat's called. I'm sorry, CJ. She's having a retreat in May out in Michigan, which I'm currently signed up for. I'm also currently signed up for it in the mid of November. I want to go to Rhinebeck. I don't know how I'm going to manage to do all these things. If I can manage to smuggle a little money away or maybe get some extra fuelings, usually that can add up to a little bit. So if I can get some of those, set up, I'd really like to do that. So I can hopefully go to all these things. Rhinebeck, I would try to do a day trip in Wendy, since there's so many days available, and by that point I know my schedule, if I'm still with Cape Air. So, anyway, that's all I got for jet setting and possible upcoming jet setting. I do have open invitations all over the world. Marsha Viola from Germany lives in Munich. She has offered her home to stay in. She is 30 minutes from Volmisa, and, or Volmise, or however you want to say it. Woolly Measy. Or WM. So she has invited me to, I'm always welcome to come there. Charming Loki has invited me to come and visit her. Sandykins, was it Sandykins? Wow, I might have just invited myself to your house, Sandykins. I want to say she said something, so I would love to take like 2 weeks and just go on a all over the world tour. And I was looking at my total different side note, tangent. I was looking at where people view me. I've got a bunch in the Ukraine. I've got a bunch in, I should have pulled it up. Hold on. The US and Canada. A lot of you in the UK. A lot of you in the Ukraine. Almost as many in the Ukraine as in Canada. Or in the UK, I'm sorry. China and Russia are right behind. Australia, Germany, Netherlands, and New Zealand. You're all within like 1 or 2 page views a month. It's really amazing. I'm really honored that you guys are watching me from all over the place. So, it's very cool. I'm very flattered. So thank you for taking the time to watch. And all over the world's really cool. Okay, so let's get to the actual knitting, since that's why you guys are actually here. Landed is the Sheldon blankets. Oh yeah! This is all I worked on because I want it to go away. I want it to go away. So this is, okay, and I also have got some feedback, and it's that I don't share the info enough with you guys when I make things. So I will try to be better about telling you guys what it is, what needles I'm using, who made it, okay, because I'm really bad with that. It wasn't bad criticism, it just, I just haven't done it. So I'm going to try to do a better job. This is the Sheldon blanket, and that's what it is called. It's the Sheldon baby blanket by Martina Niebuhr. It used to be available only on Knitpicks, and now it's available as a free Ravelry download. It is a simple garter blanket. It's 14 rows of each color. You start with the seed stitch edge. You decrease down so you get a little angle here. You knit like a bajillion lines, as long as you want. I did alter this one a little bit because it's supposed to be, the edging is one color, then 2 different colors inside the blanket, and then an ivory stripe in the middle, right dead center, and then equal stripes of the 2 different colors. I didn't have 2 different colors, and I'm not going to go by it, so I just did stripes until it was the same size. Ended with an orange layer on the bottom, and then did the other border, and then you pick up along the edge, and you knit 2 more borders, and you sew them all together, and I've got to block it still. It's acrylic, I just want to wash it, because we do have cats, and I got to trim up a couple ends that are poking out, but I'm going to leave that till after I block it anyway. So that is done. That is for my cousin Nicole. She is due February 8th. So that is the first of my obligation knitting I have coming up, because I've got a bajillion people pregnant that are due before July. And by bajillion, I mean 4, which is plenty. None of them are me, before any of you get too excited. So that is done. That was knit on size 7 Knit Picks Interchangeables. That is what most of my yarn, I got the kit a long time ago, that is what most of my needles are. I do have some other ones. I do like my Addies for socks. I like my Chaigus, and as I use them, I will talk about them more, because I do love my Chaigus, but I only have them in a couple sizes. It was also made out of, see, this is me struggling to tell you what I used. It's Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn in solids. I bought a ton of it a few years ago when I was in Texas all the time, because there's a lot of Hobby Lobbies. It's cheap. It's a nice acrylic. It's not rough. I probably have 2 blankets worth. And then some white I think I was going to use to make baby hats, but I do have a bunch in here. So, despite my comments about Hobby Lobby, I do really like their acrylic. I don't know if I'll never not shop there, because I do live in a fairly rural state, and we don't have access to the numerous big box stores when I don't want to go to my LYS to just buy some cheap acrylic. It probably sounds horrible, but I think you know what I mean. So, I don't know. I'm not going to get into that again, because I don't want to make anybody upset. And again, my opinions are just my opinions. I don't want to push them on anyone. It's just my thoughts. So that one took me only about 3 weeks to do. It's a very mindless knit, because it's just garter stitch, and more garter stitch. I weave in my ends as I go, and it was a fairly quick one. As far as en route, crosswords at the coffee shop haven't been touched, interrupting house socks haven't been touched, and my brown hoodie has not been touched either. The beautiful thing is, now that my obligation knitting, at least for this one, is done, I'm going to work on all those things. So, God, I hope there's progress next week. There's got to be on something. I think I'm on my second repeat of crosswords at the coffee shop, so that one should be done soon, so I'm probably going to work on that one a lot. But I want to get on my hoodie. So, it's all right here. I just got to do it. And I got snuggles. That's the other problem. Okay, so for takeoff, I did mention I've got lots of babies coming between now and July, so you will see more baby things. I do have a snuggle. I guess this is en route. I don't have a project page for it. I am making stripes with my acrylic. I can't even tell you how much acrylic I have. So, yes, I know it's not the most attractive colors, but it's very bright, and kitties like bright. At least my kitties do. So, this could be kitty or a small dog bed. It's half double crochet. It's very squishy. It's your worsted weight yarn, held double. It's acrylic, so it's easy to wash. And it's just stripes. It's very simple. I think it's 22 by 20. I'll make it 22 by 22. I didn't want to rip it all out, because by the time I measured, I had a bunch of rows done. So, if anything, I might just add a little bit on each edge to make it 24 by 24. Because I don't want it to not count. So, anyway, I'll talk more about the snuggles later. Okay, so I had my honey pick, the spinning I'll talk about in a minute, but I had him pick a knitting bag. I have K&S's over there. One's knitting and one's spinning. So if I open it and I can't knit with it or I don't want to, I haven't opened this, like you're seeing this first. With the pattern I have, I'm giving it away. Ooh, ooh, ampersands, eek! Okay, so that I like because, okay. Ooh, so, okay. I'm so wound up today. I can't even tell you. I was not prepared to talk about this, so give me just a second. Oh my gosh. I'm just so excited. Okay, let me find the ampersands. I will give you info on the socks. I've made these socks before. I made these for my sister. They're by Christine Kapoor. Christine Kapoor, I believe her name is. Sorry. Not that I expect that you watch me, but if you did, I'm really sorry. It is a free download. I just like the way... Oh, what was that? Heather's totally text bombing my podcast. She just asked. I just told her, yes, you are. Okay, I bought this at Fiber Frolic last year here in Maine. Wendy from Knit One Heart 2, love you, loves this yarn. It is String Theory hand-dyed yarn. It's their caper sock. She loves the caper sock. I find it very I think it's kind of similar to Socks That Rock. I'm not saying it's the same, but it's kind of a thicker sock yarn, which I really like. I don't think I like skinny sock yarn. But it's the Scary, Skerry color. It's in Blue Hill, Maine, which is up here at stringtheoryyarn.com. I don't know if that's going to focus or not. It Caper sock is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It's 400 yards. It says a size 2. I'll probably take it down to a size 1.5 or 1. And I'm going to make ampersands. I'm guessing for me, but if they don't fit, then I'm going to give them to someone else. So there you go. So I'm excited. Yay. That's a win. So, you're excited about getting some string theory? Not this time. Ooh, I should keep this because I'm going to keep... I think I'm just going to keep filling them as I open them. So, ampersands, that will be on takeoff. Okay, so for the holding, I'm working on... Honey pulled this, and I was going to wait for my woolly winder, but I'm really nervous that the viewer, Sharon... so I had my honey pull a spinning one also, because I just can't wait. I've had the spinning bug. I really like it. I really like spinning a thicker yarn. I don't think I'm going to be a skinny yarn maker, if that makes any sense. And I've got so many single braids up here. I know I talked about that a little bit last week. I did a lot of rearranging of my yarn. Oh, I had my honey pull this, and it was not Highland Handmaids. Everyone had their money on Highland Handmaids. It was not. It was from Heather. I'm pretty sure she gave me this. It's a super wash. Oh, I was going to pull that up. It's a merino that she gave me that she got from someone to practice when I first got my spindle, and I never used it. Well, I didn't use it for what she had intended it for. But it's a light blue, if you can see that all right. Almost like a light turquoisey color. And I'm going to use it as a base for plying. Because I've seen a few hand-dyed yarns where they spin a neutral color. Kind of like I did with this one. Like I spun that neutral kind of grayish brownish color and used that with my other two color that I applied with. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this on a spare bobbin. One of my many cardboard bobbins, which if I start to do this a lot, I might need more of. And I'm just going to keep it. I don't know if that's really bad for it to stay on the bobbin as a single. Is it bad for it? Anybody? Coggy? Love to ask the knit girls, or the Knitmore girls, because they spin like oodles and oodles. And yeah, it'd be good to know. Or Megan, stitch it. I miss her. So I don't know. Will it hurt it to just, or should I wind it into a skein? Anybody? Thoughts? Can I just leave it on a bobbin until I use it? Is that gonna hurt it? I don't know. I'm supposed to let it before. Some people say to let it rest before plying it, so does it hurt to let it rest for a long time? I don't know. I'm probably about halfway through that. I already pulled it all apart and prepped it. I know some people say you shouldn't prep it. I prep the crap out of my fiber because it makes it more enjoyable for me to spin. So people say you shouldn't have to do any prep to your fiber before spinning. I think are a little off the mark. It's just my opinion. I know that maybe I shouldn't have to, but if I want an enjoyable spin, I need to prep the fiber how I want it so that it makes it more enjoyable for me. So I prep my fiber. I'm still waiting for my woolly winder. It didn't come. I stocked the... You know you're from a small town when you know the pattern of your mail carrier. I'm one of the last houses that gets their mail every day, and I don't get my mail till about 4 o'clock, which I haven't even gone to get it today, because I tracked him down the street. It's a very... All the roads here are not... None of the roads here are straight. They're all curvy and windy, and they jet out all over the place, so I knew where he usually is. And I saw him, so I followed him down the little road, and I said, do you have any mail for me today? And he goes, yeah, I'm not there. And I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm just wondering if there's any packages. And he goes, no, I left you a package yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was looking for another package. I'm going to talk about the package I got yesterday, but the woolly winder, it's been a week. I know it's not a big deal. It's shipping from Oregon. So even if he sent it, this is Oregon. Oh, I'm not even going to get in this argument. It's coming from the Northwest. How about let's put it that I think it's probably Oregon. But it's coming from about as far away as you can get without being in the farthest point in Southern California. And, so anyway, it's coming, but I'm really hoping, and I sent him an email and asked if he knew if it was going to ship right away, and he didn't respond. And I said in my email, I totally understand that you've got to be super busy with as popular as your products are, so no offense if you don't reply. But no, I really wish he would reply, because I want to know if it's going to be a week, or if it's going to be a month, or if it's going to be 2 months. Ah! I'm just so excited. I had saved some money, and Heather says, hello, everyone. So, via text message. I'm going to tell her you all said hi back, alright? Yes, we're big dorks. Have you met me? Have you watched me? You know I'm a big dork. Wait till I talk about my t-shirt. Have you seen it? Yes, I can. Some people say it's a chick. Some people say it's a penguin. Can you see it? I'm going to put a picture at the end, too. I love it. I'm going to talk about it later. Yeah, I am. Okay, sorry. Totally getting off track. So I'm still impatiently waiting for my woolly winter. He's got to be slammed. As many people have woolly winters as they do, I'm sure him and his sons have their hands full. So I am anxiously awaiting a box from Nathan. So it will still come. Sharon says she's been getting lace weight with hers pretty easily, which is pretty awesome. Okay, reservations. I don't think I've even been telling you the titles of the sections, which you guys, thank God, probably know them just as well as I do. I'm going to go to, I already talked about going to spa. I'm not sure why it's in there, because it's not really reservations. It's jet setting. We need to go back to Amazon winners. A second one was claimed last week, and the third one, it has been 2 weeks, the third one has not been claimed, so that means we go back to our Numorama. You will have till next week. This is how this goes. The first draw of the month gets 2 weeks, the next one gets 1 week. So, lucky number 174. You probably can't see that. I don't like cheaters, so you'll always know, even if I can't get it to see. 174. So this was a $10 download of The Sims 3 Ambitions. Okay? Sims 3 Ambitions. If you downloaded The Sims 3 Ambitions, I'm making notes in here because I have it all in the spreadsheet. Sims 3 Ambitions. It was a download, probably a download to your computer. I'm going to pull it up real quick. Sims 3 Ambitions. Wow, you got a great deal on it because it's up now. It's the Sims 3 Ambitions expansion pack. If you don't one, and I hate to be non-trusting to my knitter friends, but I want to be fair to the person that bought it, I need you to send me a picture of your purchase. You can go into your account and show orders. I would like a picture of that showing a December date of purchase. Because I'm sure there's many of you out there. And I don't even know if you can take a picture of the expansion pack since it was a digital download. So why don't you take a picture of your order and send it to me? You have until I record next week, which will probably be on Monday. So you have like 1 day less than a week, but this will go up tonight. So I go back to work Tuesday next week. So Monday. Send me an email, katie@knitonthefly.com or knitonthefly@gmail.com. Or if you want to put a picture in a rap message, you can do that too. Heather's such a turd. I'm just going to say it. She's like, so, what you knitting? Yeah, you snot face. Snuggle Project, we're still going with that. I've rambled on about that. It's Sadie in the Yarnivore podcast. Is doing the knit along all the way through the end of February. We are in a throwdown with Heather and Dawn, and Dawn is Knit and Wolf of the Wolf Farms podcast. I'm pretty sure Diane's doing it again this year. I know that some of them are taunting you with unfair things, like Heather is taunting you with her own dyed Snuggle Project yarn. I understand. I don't have things like that. I did put up a list. I've got some prizes I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I'm going to offer a set of stitch markers. I'm going to offer a raft pattern. I'm going to offer a project bag, which I will work on making, so I have them ahead of time to show you. I do have some more prizes sitting right here that I'm going to share with you guys. And I'm going to have either a skein of trekking sock yarn, and I'll probably have to skein this back up because I don't want it to get all stretchy. This is the one I've talked before. It's mostly black with little hints of a dark purple in there to break it up. So you'll get your choice of either the trekking yarn, nothing wrong with it, I just know I'm not going to knit black socks. And this is Down Home. It is Art Yarns from Nativity. His name is Ray. He's down in Houston. And this is the fat purple one. He did some off skeins, and this was 875 yards. Its size recommended gauge is size 3 needles, 7 stitches per inch, 9 rows per inch. It's 5 ounces. It's a variegated purple and white. So you'll have your choice of either trekking or this. Nothing wrong with it. I got 2 skeins of it and only ended up using one, and that was years and years ago. And my mom has something purple and white for her school colors because I made that for her, and I'm not going to use that again. So if someone wants a purple and white, that would be a good choice. I want to mention Meltran Designs again. I did go back and catch up. I'm not all the way through. I think I went back 3. And she's a designer, and she's very fun, and she's a clogger. Like Riverdance stuff. Like, it was really cool. And one of the songs she uses in one of her performances is awesome. It's amazing to me. There's no clogging offered anywhere near, I think very Southern Maine has a couple classes, but I don't think I can make my feet work like that, but it was very cool, and I'm very in awe of your dancing abilities. So, very nice. It was fun to watch. I'm going to mention a few other new to me podcasts. Now, I've a Down Under Yarn video podcast with Fifi Kens. She is from Australia. She's fun to listen to, and I think I'm all caught up with her. She only has a couple out so far. Yes, that's right. Heartland Knits with Vicky. She's a video cast. Spin Control with Shiloh. I know that she's been around forever. It's new to me. Before I was a spinner, I didn't listen to a lot of these podcasts because I didn't understand what they were talking about. So I'm slowly working my way through hers. I always listen to her most recent now, and then I'm slowly working my way through the back episodes. So I know she's not new, but she's new to me. Sweet Dutch Handcrafts with Anuska, which I hope I said that right. She is from Sweden, and got a lovely accent to listen to. And The Organized Knitter with Dawn, who's Texas Pearl Girl. She is not a new podcaster, but this is a new podcast. Does that make sense? So, anyway, The Organized Knitter. You can find her. I got her on Downcast, so she must be available. I would guess she's available on iTunes. Holy cow, you guys are blowing me up. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the big thing. And I hope I get it all right. So last week, I was approached by a fellow Raveler and a fellow artist in the fiber world. His name is RJ. And his mom is Christy. And I have been in numerous Rav contacts with them all week. And Plur contact. His website is www.barnontheweb.com, and his blog is at barnontheweb.com/daily-happenings.html. You can go to barnontheweb.com and click on daily happenings, and it's his daily blog. And if he can't blog, like he got sick a few weeks ago, and his mom jumped on and said, "Hey, RJ's sick. He'll be back in a couple days." It goes through his herd. He rescues alpacas and what's he got? He's got goats, sheep, alpaca, and rabbit, and other farm animals. And he is slowly growing his herd. It is a small herd right now, but it is growing. So he was looking for some help because he wants to get some feedback on what kind of blends we like as spinners, what they can do. They thought they came up. He tells the story in his let's see. So I'm going to paraphrase a little bit and read some of it. They look at their fleece and they decide what to make with the fleece they get. Yarn, roving blends, etc. They came up with a blend last year and it didn't spin so hot. The share sold, but nobody said anything, good or bad. They just didn't, they got no feedback. So his mom went and talked to some people that bought it, and they said that although they loved the look of it and how rustic it seemed, it was just not a good spinning. So they didn't, a good spinning wool. So, or the blend they did, it didn't spin great. It didn't spin like butter. So they didn't make it again this year. But he needs feedback. He needs to know what we're looking for. I know this is a very broad spectrum. I understand that. And he does too. But he wants something simple. He's got a small herd, small flock. So he's just trying to get some feedback. Now, the one thing is that he's a kid, and a lot of people don't take kids seriously. This young man is very hardworking. He is homeschooled by his mom, Christy. His parents and him run a farm out in Oklahoma. He is very excited about our little endeavor together, and as am I. But he wants some feedback. He wants some help. He feels like when he goes and asks stuff on Ravelry, he doesn't get any feedback. So all my spinning friends that are very well versed in fiber, what do you like or not like about a blend? I know, like I said, it's very subjective on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a shiny one, maybe you want some bamboo. If you want, I understand that. But he already has a thread on my group. Let me see if I can find it. Or tell you what the thread says. Yarn and roving qualities question. And I'll read you what he asks. Hi, I'm RJ and I have a question. Okay, well, more than one. He does have a few. Beside the overall quality of the fiber, the color, and the staple length, what other qualities do you look for in a yarn or a roving blend? What blends of roving or yarns are your favorite? So this is subjective. Do you like alpaca and silk? Do you like just straight alpaca? Do you want, what do you like alpaca blended with? He didn't put that, I put that in there. What blends of rovings or yarn are your favorite? What do you like about them and what would make them better? What blends do you dislike or have not liked in the past and why? Could they be made better and how? Thank you for your input. He did edit a few hours ago, and he did put, I hadn't talked about this yet, so no one's responded. Just an FYI, I'm a simple man. I'm looking for something like, I once tried a Southdown blend and it didn't spin up as lofty as I thought it would be. Or, I think alpaca and silk are too slick to spin. Or I tried Shetland, and man did it spin up great. Don't be afraid to keep it simple. He's looking for basic info. You can feel free to be more specific, but it doesn't have to be. If you want to get on there and say, I like alpaca blended with silk, or I like alpaca blended with merino, or whatever the case may be, please tell us. That's exactly what he's looking for. So, what we're doing, hold on, let me get this out of the way. We're doing a combo of things. So, RJ's mom, Christy, picked up a 4-ounce bump of merino silk by, hold on, Miss Nicole Lore of artclubshop.com. She's known on Ravelry as Cupcake. She's also the author of Naughty Needles, and she has a new book called Literary Knits. No offense, I've never read either of those books, but I'm not a big book buyer. That's all of the books I have, basically, and I won most of them, to be honest. And he said it's even prettier in person. It looks like it's silvers and some turquoise. Go to barnontheweb.com/daily-happenings.html, or just go click on the header when you go to Barn on the Web and you can see it. What you have to do is you need to take the secret code that was on the screen. Probably already missed it. You might have to go back and find it. It'll be on the screen. You'll probably have seen it go, what is that? That's what that was. You need to go get that code phrase, and you need to go to RJ's website, which is barnontheweb.com, and you need to leave him a comment, and you need to talk about a blend of yarn or fiber that you liked or didn't like, and why. He's looking for feedback. What he sent me, and I'm really shocked by this. It's just amazing to me. So this is RJ's QTs. This is 70% mohair and 30% wool. I can't even begin to tell you how soft this is. If I touch this, I would never in a million years think it was mohair. Ever. It is very soft. It is very shiny. It is very fabulous. So he has sent me a little sample skein. I'm going to knit this up this week. It smells good. It smells very good. And I'm going to knit with it. And I would never believe you if you would have told me there was mohair in this. They said a lot of times they get feedback that it feels like a merino. And I'm really quite shocked that it's mohair. I don't mind mohair anyway, but, because mohair can be scratchy, but this is absolutely fabulous. Can you see how shiny it is? It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to play with that. But you need to go to his blog, and you need to tell him with the code word, why. And you'll be entered for a chance to win that bump of fiber that is in there. It's going to run till February 1st at 7 p.m. He's going to do the drawing, and I will reveal it on the podcast. It's my podiversary the weekend we go to. I'm going to post it in the Ravelry board because I'm probably not going to podcast till I get back from, my podiversary is February 2nd, which is the day we go down to Spa, but I'm probably not going to podcast till Sunday. And that's even questionable because it's Super Bowl, so maybe Monday. How's that for indecisive? But we will let you know. So, this is in collaboration with him. He is going to drive, we're helping each other out. He's trying to get more feedback for his fiber and wool. He is pushing people to my website to watch the podcast and to get the secret code that was hidden. And it's not hidden. You'll know when you see it. It's not going to be super tiny. You've already seen it. You'd be like, why is that on the screen? That's why. Let me make sure I got it all. Okay, so I need to talk about the other stuff I've got, but we're okay. So anyway, I want you to go to my thread in Ravelry, and I want you to post why you do not, what you like or do not like about certain blends. And you can do both. You can give us your favorite, you can give us your least favorite. We're just looking for honest answers so he can know where to drive his business. He is working to go to college. All the sales from all this stuff is going to his college fund. This is why he's doing all of this. He is, I'm going to read you some stuff from his website. I know this is probably annoying, but you should go check it out. He's a high school freshman right now, and he has a CSAA, College Supported by Agricultural Arts. He sells shares of his fiber, and you can see all that in the general store. He also has a scholarship that he has already given out to help other young kids in his area. So, along with having his own like his own savings for college, he's giving out scholarships already. RJ, I don't know how old you are. He's a freshman, so is he 14? I'm such a knucklehead. I'm sorry I didn't check before I just started yammering my mouth. I don't think he actually says it in here. Well, anyway, he's a high school freshman. He's a hardworking young man. And he's got a bright future ahead of him. I'm very in awe of his work. So here's the sample skein he sent me, and I did not do a very good job of twisting that back up. It was well done when I got it. He's donated. He is going to promote people to knit snuggles for me. So he donated prizes for the Snuggle Project. So if you knit a snuggle, if you came from RJ's website, from his blog, and you knit a snuggle and donated it locally, go onto Ravelry and post a picture in my thread of the Knitting on the Fly videocast thread. Or if you're not on Ravelry, you could email me a picture at katie@knittingonthefly.com. And these are the stitch markers he made. They look like beautiful little blue eyes. If you can see those. Maybe it's better if I leave that down. If it's bad, I'll put a picture at the end. He made these. It comes with a beautiful postcard of RJ with his flock and with his dog. And it comes with all his contact information on the back. So if you want to know where to get a hold of him, you will know. It is barnontheweb.com. So these are going to you guys for the Snuggle Project. This is going to you guys. RJ rides horses, goes to rodeos quite often, And this is a leather cross. It would be perfect as a bookmark. And he gives these out at rodeos that he goes to. He doesn't make these. He buys these, I'm pretty sure, locally. But he hands those out. So that will be a prize. It's actually, it smells awesome. But it would be great if you just wanted to hang it up. So that's going in the prize box. And then, I haven't decided if I'm giving this away yet or not. I really like it. They are self-described as repurposers. And I think that's fabulous because I repurpose stuff in this house. You should see this room. All the stuff that is repurposed. It's a notions pouch. It's got a wonderful magnetic closure. So it's not like having a zipper. But this would be perfect for scissors and stuff because it would not poke through. You could use it for double-pointed needles. His mom made this. So I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this. I was given the option. And I'm keeping it. And I just wanted to say how tickled I was when I got this. Oh, I got a magnet too. See? Got a magnet too. How tickled I was when I got this letter. Because he called me Miss Katie. And that's so sweet. I love that. I love the South for that. It's so great. And I love when my friends' kids call me Miss Katie. Oh, I love that. I'm so flattered. So anyway, I got that. And then, gotta show you what I got. Oh my god. This is mine. I'm not giving this away. I don't care. He said I could give it away, but I'm not gonna. So, remember, you need to go get the code. You need to go to RJ's website, barnontheweb.com. You need to leave a comment there. And I'd also like you to leave a comment in Ravelry, and here's why. And I don't even care if you copy or paste. You don't have to go to both places. I'd really like you to go to barnontheweb.com and leave him a comment and check out his website, his CSA, the things they have for sale. It's all going to his college fund. And he's doing this. I mean, he's been working at this for a few years already, and he's trying to do it better. And I just admire the drive that this family has, so he can go to college. I really do. I wish I would have been that driven as a high school freshman. So I want you to go over there, but I would like you to also post it in Ravelry, and here's why. Because when you put stuff on a blog and a comment, it may get lost in the shuffle. Not on purpose, but do you know what I mean? Comments on the blog sometimes get forgotten. I don't want to say forgotten because that sounds bad. Do you know what I'm saying? I think you understand. I'm sure you understand. And if it's all in one place, like if it's all in that thread in Ravelry, he can favorite that thread and he can always reference it. And if it grows, the reference grows. Does that make sense? So I want you to leave it in both places. I want you to go check out his website. And when you put your post in there, I want you to tell me that you've been there. Go be there. Don't be a jerk and just enter for the prizes. Because I don't like that. It bugs me. I don't like it. You guys know this already. So anyway, go to his website. Go check it out. Go see what this young man and his family are doing. And he does watch podcasts, but with his mother's supervision, which is probably good. Because sometimes we get a little silly. So, this is what I'm keeping for myself. And then I've got one more thing after that, and I promise I'm done. He sent me a bag of alpaca fleece. It is so... I've never spun alpaca off the... Is it locks? Is that what it's called? You can card it, but they said you can spin it just like this. Like, straight off the locks. Because it doesn't have a lot of... It really doesn't have a lot of smell. It doesn't have lanolin. They don't have oil on their skin. Okay, so when I was recording, apparently the recording stopped way before I realized the camera shut off. So I need to reshare and finish talking about the alpaca. I don't know what happened. I have no idea. Oops, my honey's on the ground. What happened? But it missed a whole bunch of info. So this is the alpaca that they sent. It didn't get any of me talking about the info they sent. This is a bag of alpaca. This is mine. I'm gonna string it. I'm gonna spin it straight from the locks, just like it is. It smells kind of like hay, but very faintly. It's a very clean smell, which I'm totally shocked because sheep get a little bit sheepy. I know that sounds funny, but you guys totally understand what I mean. Sorry. I'm sure I edited that up. Today's very edity, I know, but I was so rambly, you have no idea. The beautiful thing about this fleece that I got is from an alpaca, and she's named Wendy. That is not an accident, because RJ's awesome. RJ and his mom thought it would be great to send me something that matched the name of the airplane. She's a medium brown, born on October 21st of 2007. The picture of her is Kriya. That's her daughter, born last spring. And she is currently pregnant, due in 2013. And he gives a whole stat sheet on how to spin fiber. You can card it. You can hand pick it. You can comb it. How to care for garments once you do spin it. So this comes with every share that you get. If you buy from a CSAA, you get all this info. If you buy alpaca or a blend from them, it comes with all this info. So it's really awesome. And I'm keeping it. It's mine. So, like I already posted, I'm going to require you to go to his blog and check out his blog. I want you to read his last few blogs. I want you to go back and read it. I want you to subscribe to his blog. I want you to put it in your RSS feeder. He's a very unique young man in a very unique family. Working hard. Growing up on a dairy farm, I can appreciate that. So, you must go to his blog. The winners will only be chosen from the comments on his blog. I don't think you need to sign in, but you need to leave a way to contact you. Either an email or simply your RAV name would work just fine. And out of the kindness of your knitterly heart or spinner heart, I want you to copy that post and also go put it in the thread. I added this later because I think it's very important. Put it on the blog. You need to go check out his site and see what they're doing. They sell calendars that also go to the scholarship fund. I'm clutching my hands because I'm chilly. And if you'd be so kind as to put it on the thread so that he can have it all in one place, that would be great. Thanks. Okay. The last thing I talked about was my t-shirt. It was a t-shirt that Heather, Boutros Babe, gave to me. It says, "Yes, I can." It's from Woot. I love the Woot shirts. They're very comfortable. It's a women's extra large. I think they fit me better than T-Fury. I have to order a men's large, and then that's just really boxy. So, anyway, it's great. Some people think it's a baby chick, and some people think it's a little penguin. So, you can judge, but I love it. And I do have a theory on Woot and T-Fury t-shirts, but that's in the next segment. I'm not sure why that shut off. My theory on Woot and T-Fury real quickly is that they're taking pre-orders, and after so many days, they cut it off, they make them all, and they ship them out, which is why it takes a little while longer. This was gifted to me from Heather. Froggy Monkey posted that I should have this shirt. I had posted that I was going to wait till payday. Heather said, nope, you're going to buy it right now because it's awesome. So, whether you think it's a penguin or you think it's a chick, like a baby chick, kind of looks like a penguin. Got a cat hair on it. It says, "Yes, I can." There'll be a picture at the end. So this is my favorite thing. Thanks, bestie. I'll see you guys later. I'm going to hang out with Heather this weekend. We might do a little podcasting. You just never know. You never know what we might do. Anyway, have a great week. Be safe. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you in a while. See ya.
To make them stop and stare as I zone out.